Hey, I'm Roland with MobileGeeks.com and .de, and we're right here at Computex 2013 in Taipei, Taiwan. And what we got right here is a Lenovo consumer-orientated Windows 8 tablet or Windows 8.1 tablet, depends on when it's coming out, which Intel couldn't tell us because we're at the Intel booth and not at Lenovo's, right? So the thing is, this is a 10-inch model that's got a 10-inch display running at 1366 by 768 resolution. There's an Intel Clover Trail in there, so this is the Intel Atom Z2760. That's a dual-core chip running at 1.8 gigahertz. It's combined with 2 gigs of RAM and at least 32 gig of SSD memory. What else do we have? We have a volume rocker on the left side. There's a special flap right here under which you find an SD card slot or micro SD card slot, and this is probably reserved for a SIM card slot. Right next to it, there's a micro HDMI out, and this is the power plug right there. On the bottom, you see there's some docking ports right here and a micro USB port in the middle. So you'll be able to put that in that dock that this nice guy next to me is just stealing from us right now. And on the right side, there's basically pretty much nothing going on. And on top, we have the headset jack and the power button right there. The whole thing looks to be made from aluminum, but when I knock it like this, it sounds pretty much like plastics, but the feel of it is actually feels like aluminum. They have a speaker bar up here, or a mesh grill up here, but there's only one speaker on the left and another speaker on the right, so there's pretty much nothing behind this. There's no camera on the back. As you can see, there might be a version coming out with a camera, which, I mean, it's kind of weird that Lenovo hasn't put in a camera right here. Maybe it's depending on the countries where they release it. And what I want to show you is they're selling it with this, or probably going to sell this with this folio case. So there's a full-size keyboard in here, and you can clip in the notebook, the tablet like this, on the left and on the right, and then you can basically just fold it down, fold it close, and take it along with you. With the case, this thing looks pretty thick actually, but the material of the casing has a very nice feel to it. It's kind of leathery, but it's still plastic, right? So if you look at it, there's 2 speaker holes right there. There's a Lenovo logo down here, and that's basically it on the case. It looks kind of neat. And the interesting part about this is Lenovo has integrated some magnets in here, or in this base here. So if you plug it in like this, it will snap to that spot just right there. So it stands, always keeps standing there without having any plastics or anything else to hold the device right there, except for those magnets. And let's look at the keyboard. It's the typical Lenovo Island style keyboard in a slightly reduced form, so they basically have the same size. The main keys are all the same size, as you know it from the IdeaPad and ThinkPad notebooks, but the key travel is actually not as much as on the notebooks. So it's pretty comfortable to type on, but you got to get used to the fact that there's only less key travel than on the notebooks. Another thing is they have a good sized left shift key and a decent sized right shift key, which might be interesting for some people, but the arrow buttons are kind of tiny, so they're bigger on the normal notebooks. The typing experience actually feels pretty good, so it's mostly dependent on the shape and the size of the keys actually on the keyboard. Well, that was Roland with Mobile Geeks, and this is the Lenovo MIIX 10 at Computex 2013. Thank you.